All right, bam. So we're back again for the should be the 22nd edition of JA Movie News, where we talk about the freshest, the biggest, the newest in the world of cinema and movie news. We're gonna dive in because it's been a few days since we've been doing this. There's so much that has happened. Oh my god! But anyway, I think the first thing we're gonna dive into is give a little drum roll going. Let's see here. All right, so as you guys know, if you saw Deadpool recently, you probably saw the final teaser trailer to Batman vs Superman up in this bitch. Woo! And yeah, I don't know. This trailer, like, I think the only negative I had with this trailer was the music. I really did not like the music. It sounded like fucking, if there was gonna be like a live action, like dumbass fight between like two costume people as Batman and Superman at WrestleMania, that's probably what the music would sound like. Other than that, I thought the music was cheesy. But other than that, I thought it was pretty solid. I mean, unfortunately, I'm still pretty skeptical about the movie because it just still seems pretty overstuffed with ideas. But and usually when that happens, we get like, you know, Spider-Man 3, for example. But the trailer's pretty fucking awesome, though. What do you think about it?
Oh man, dude! Like, it was like I was reliving my childhood, bro. I was like, I'm in the animated series version of Batman, and a mixture of the Batman Arkham Knight games, because the free flow style and the way that he fights, it was really contingent upon how that worked in the game mechanics, and especially in the animated series. Like, this is the first time we actually really get to see. If they would have just gave me the first part alone, like, and not even anything else, I would have been satisfied, because when I saw him just mauling dudes, it brings into remembrance, no, he's not like Captain America. He's not, you know, a super soldier, but he is trained in every single martial arts there is known to man. And at the same time, that is the Batman that's supposed to be from the comics. And that's the first time we actually get it. And I think that floored me. But also they had the shot of the nightmare mode where they had like the Apocalypse Omega symbol, but it looks like the desert sequence might actually be Apocalypse, which is crazy. But all in all, even hearing Gal Gadot finally talk, I'm a little bit more at ease with just hearing her voice, because it actually sounded a lot like the Wonder Woman from like the cartoon. And I was in love with that trailer, man. They don't have to show me anything else. All the people that I knew that were on reserve about Ben Affleck and the movie in general, they were like, I'm sold. They have my money. I don't need anything else. Like, everybody I knew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to pull up a couple images here. But I think, well, first off, my boy Alfred in this bitch, Jeremy Irons, I think do you think he's going to be like the kind of Alfred that's sort of like physically training Batman, or like physically getting into action in the film?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go, because I mean, I think that the benefit of having Gotham being a prequel series and actually showing, like, you know, Alfred is not just like the butler. He's ex-British special forces. And on top of that, he's got like a military background and knows hand-to-hand combat. And I think he's going to get his hands a little dirty in this. I think that not only like piloting like the Batwing, that's a huge responsibility, but I think there's going to be situations where Bruce is going to be hurt. And I think that he's going to have to kind of come into the fold, and they're going to have to work together. And I can't wait for that, because we're getting like Alfred that not only is this manning the station, but putting in that legwork. Not that taking anything from Michael Caine or anything, but I'm hyped for Alfred as well.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be sick. And I mean, just look at your boy Ben Affleck, son. I mean, straight looking like a fucking OG from The Godfather right there. I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna be so perfect as Batman. I always loved this shot as well. I think that's just so bizarre to see.
Yeah.
some interesting symbolism. I also like the Batmobile sort of bouncing off Superman. Superman just be like, "What, bitch?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he actually did
man.
break. Like you were right. Like he tried to break, and he just like whack.
I gotta try to find one picture here. Actually, I totally forgot to bring it up, but it's probably my favorite picture from the film. I can't believe I forgot to bring this up. Let me see if I can't find it. But what was your favorite moment from the trailer, though?
I mean, I think for me, it's a tie between the beginning with just Batman actually showing like his hand-to-hand combat skill set, and then the realization of, oh crap, he just blocked my punch. That it was very end. Because I mean, throughout most of the trailer, like I mean, I think Superman put Batman through like a whole building. He shoved him into nowhere, and it was a back and forth kind of thing. But at the point that he tried to swing and Batman blocked it, I was like, oh, this isn't good. Like, and Superman has had this look on his face, like this is the moment I effed up, basically. So I think that's probably my favorite moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm about to bring it up too. Well, actually, before I get there, I want to show my favorite image from the film in general so far. Totally forgot to download it. Let me get the screen share back really quick. But yeah, this image right here is like the dopest fucking thing that I think that they've Bruce Wayne still that General Zod and Superman fight. This picture is so insanely dope. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah,
bruh, I cannot believe. I just can't even, man.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
think that literally, solidifies like what kind of Bruce Wayne and Batman we're getting just from the picture.
Yeah,
because it's so evident. Like this hit him so impactfully. Like Batman's not just somebody that just kind of like sees somebody get shot and just okay with it. Like just somebody's life, even if somebody gets hurt, like he's bothered by it. But seeing thousands of people, him sitting there at like ground zero, like that, it just has so much more weight, I think. And I really love that shot too. I thought it was awesome.
Oh my god, it's so perfect, man. And I also love the IMAX poster that we got. Which I guess is I don't know if it's the final one, but either way, that's just super sick right there. And my favorite shot was for sure in the trailer. Let me see if I can't find it. But when straight Batman gets launched through a fucking building,
yeah,
like what? I could not. I replayed that part like 10 times in a row or something.
Yeah, like Superman is not playing any games with this man.
I was like, did Superman just try to commit some murder? Like what? Like what? Oh, here's the scene right here. Yeah, this scene right here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I hate how this shit. YouTube needs to format this shit better, but just bam, KO, motherfucker, just
like,
got
right
bruh.
through it, man.
Bruh, I couldn't even, son. Just took his ass out. I can't. What the fuck? And then looked like Henry was about to go in, literally, with good old Lois Lane right there in the bathtub.
Oh snap! He threw a batarang.
Yeah, I hate how shit happens so quickly. I don't even have to. Oh shit! I never even noticed Batman even standing right there. But yeah, straight caught that shit. Bam! Yep. That's super sick. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a solid trailer. Unfortunately, I did like that we got to see Gal Gadot speak, so that was kind of cool. Yeah. Not that she really said enough to make me be like, "Whew, I don't know, she's perfect," but at least we got to hear her speak something. Yeah. So I guess that's kind of cool. Hopefully, she sort of doesn't fucking suck like I'm fearing that she might as Wonder Woman, but I don't know. It's a solid trailer, but for me, it did not do anything to sort of ease my skepticism of the film. I'm still just as skeptical. I think we could still be looking at a Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3 situation, but I don't know. That's probably my final thoughts on that. I do like that that one shot that we got of that symbol and the dream sequence of Darkseid or whatever. That was cool too. But I don't know. Still pretty skeptical. That's probably my final thoughts on. Do you have any final thoughts before we move on?
Freaking March cannot get here soon enough. Like, I want to buy my ticket already. Just take all my money. Let me buy the soundtrack. Like, I can't wait. It's not ready that I'm ready.
I'm ready, son. At this point, I'm just like, whether it sucks or it's the most amazing movie of all time, just bring it.
Yeah, man. I might end up taking it off, man. I might have to call out that day.
Because I ain't trying to fucking just bring it. But anyway, so with that, I think we're going to move on to answer the rest of the user questions from our second, Q&A. Just asking you guys to bring in your movie questions, whatever they might be. So let's get back to your guys' questions here. Let me pull up the next one that was in line. Let's see. And bam! All right. So this user's question was, let me see. Okay, so after all the talk and back and forth, do you think we'll ever see a Neon Genesis Evangelion movie? What are your thoughts on that? Right there. Well, unfortunately, this is not a property that I know anything about, but Sam apparently does. So, Sam, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, well, to sum up the story a little bit, I mean, it takes place in kind of like a apocalyptic setting, where the world is kind of like in a definite situation, and it's kind of like this teenage boy that's kind of recruited by this organization called the Nerve, and it has a lot of interesting things like mechanized suits and a lot of different idealizations, changes that it really affects each character. And I mean, it's a good story, it's decent action, it's a good anime. The only thing for me is that I think that Ghost in the Shell, as well as if they finish doing like a Cowboy Bebop, if they do those and those actually are a success from the masses, I think that it'll be okay. I think that it might get like eventually okay, maybe in like 2020 or 2025 or something like that, but not anytime soon, because there's so many different animes or mangas that have just not reached the bar of mainstream and international likability. I've seen some decent like Japanese and foreign films that have been pretty good, but nothing that went cross mainstream and international borders that was straight from the anime. I think some games have been okay, but not any animes just yet. But I think that it's coming. The technology is there, but I think that it's going to have to take some time. And I think Ghost in the Shell is going to be a good dictator. If they ever did like Akira or something like that, I worry for it, because there's just so many things that limit them from a rated R standpoint and from a graphic standpoint. And if it's an adaptation, they could totally make it worse. And that's my fear about it. That's why I say I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to pull up an image here from the anime, just to give people who aren't aware kind of an idea was like visually, this here. This right here. So yeah, even just by it's not a property that I know anything about, but even just like skimming over some of the imagery for this series is like, yeah, this would take some real due diligence to do it correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would be interested in seeing it for sure. It would be, if it done correctly, like holy shit.
Yeah. Shoot, honestly, I'd rather have like a Gundam Wing first. Honestly.
Oh, Gundam Wing! Oh my god, that was my shit growing up. What was it, Toonami?
Yeah.
That would be I don't know. I mean, it could be done. Any movie could be done, but my god, would it be? It would be difficult. Let me tell you.
Sure. Give that to Peter Jackson. Be like, Peter Jackson, go into outer space. Give us Gundam now.
Peter Jackson. Oh boy. Let's go on to the next question here. So, next question is from this Mr. Monty here. Who do you think is the best for the role of Han Solo? And what do you think the movie's going to be like? He's talking about for the cinematic Star Wars anthology series. It's supposed to be a standalone Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Who do I think is best for Han Solo? I really don't know, because unfortunately, this sort of ties into your second question. I think it's a terrible idea. I don't understand. I don't know why they're so. I mean, Rogue One, fine. I can handle that. It seems like an interesting prequel. I like the premise. I think it should be a pretty solid movie, but I don't really care to see a standalone Han Solo movie when he was a younger man. Like, that doesn't interest me in any sense of the word. Like, dude, that's like saying, next up in our anthology series is Chewbacca. Like, it's just not that serious to me. I mean, I really don't care. I kind of wish they weren't doing it. I would love to see something kind of in the present day, or kind of like quasi close to the present day, or something like that would be kind of cool. Just like a situation totally isolated from the big picture, from the episodes, their main plots. But as far as someone who would play Han Solo, I don't know. I mean, I thought that Miles Teller would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. What about you?
I mean, I really love Miles Teller. I think that I was gunning for him, but I think we had a conversation a while back, and I've changed up my two picks. I think one would be Taron Egerton, that was in the movie The Kingsman. I think that he's got the wit and the look that he could possibly pull off being like a younger Han Solo. Not just that, I think he's gonna be really big really soon. He's got a new movie coming out called Eagle something, where he was disabled dude that
it's like Eddie Eagle or some bullshit. Something like that. Yeah.
I think that everybody's kind of high on him right now, so it'll be a really good opportunity for him, especially he's doing Kingsman 2. But then the other one that we had both, I think, said is Shia LaBeouf, dude. Like, give it to him. Like, see what he does with it. Like, I think that he's such a great, versatile actor, and at the same time, he's got the wit for it. I think if they did cast him, I'd be more interested in seeing the movie. I honestly am not interested in a Han Solo movie right now at all. I am interested in Rogue One, but I don't want to see a young Han Solo. But if it was Shia LaBeouf as Han Solo, I would love to see what kind of crazy stuff he got into, or like how him and Chewie met for the first time. I would love to see that, depending on the casting.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like after Rogue One, we should just be done with at least prequels this far back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's really the issue for me. I don't really care to be going that far back. At least not at the points that they're trying to focus on. Han Solo, like, I know there's a Boba Fett one that I think maybe even a Kenobi one. Is like, what the fuck? But whatever. I don't want to get too deep into this, because I know one of the next questions goes a little bit, asks a similar question about the prequels, but I think it's a bad idea. Miles Teller would be cool. Shia LaBeouf would be interesting. I like Shia LaBeouf. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a fantastic actor, despite that he's just wonderfully crazy in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else particularly stands out. In all honesty, it'd probably be the best choice would be for them to pick an unknown. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Boyega and Ridley, you know what I'm saying? Go find another one. Another great motherfucker. That would be cool. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the next question, which is from Mr. Sean Hughes. It is a Star Wars question. Let's see here. Okay, so do you think the Star Wars franchise, with all of its planned expansions, such as Rogue One and others, will ruin the franchise? It's probable. In other words, after episode 8 and 9 are completed, do you think they will keep making Star Wars films and expanding its length even more? And would you want that? Would you want that to happen, or would you prefer them to stop after episode 9? Shit. Let me shrink this one a little bit so I can read it back. Oh boy. Let's attack this one piece at a time. Do you think the Star Wars franchise was on? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible that the anthology films could for sure ruin. I don't know about ruin the franchise. I mean, it's totally possible. I don't know. I mean, my issue with the anthology films is that I just don't like the creative route that they're taking at the current time. It's just literally uninteresting to me, personally. Do you think they will keep? Oh yeah. Once 8 and 9 are over with, it's not like they're gonna be like, all right, guys, we're done. We're not like no. Like they're probably gonna try to go on forever. Honestly, kind of in the same sense that James Bond is. I mean, James Bond is not going to end. I mean, maybe if like the next 3 or 4 James Bond movies are just like literal devastating financial bombs, maybe they'll be like, oh shit, let's stop. And even then, it'd probably be like for like a period of time, not like indefinite. You know what I mean? So I do think that Star Wars will probably keep on going. What was your last question? Would you want that to happen, or would you prefer them to? I don't think it would be sensible for them to stop after episode 9. That would just be totally illogical for me. I think that Star Wars, again, it's like a James Bond. It should be a franchise that just keeps going and evolving, especially because it's not like James Bond where it's like tied to like one central person. I mean, we can exhaust the Skywalker family and the Solos, and branch off to other families. We can have main characters who aren't even human. You know? Yeah. So yeah, I think it would be great if they could keep it going. But what about you?
Okay, so for the first part, what was the first question again?
The first part was, do you think the Star Wars franchise, with all of its planned expansions, such as Rogue One or others, will ruin the franchise?
I think that it makes more opportunity of expanding it, like kind of how the books were a bridge for people that kind of had a hiatus in between the movies, and even like the long break between episode 6 and then the prequels. Like those were the things that kind of kept it going, like the animations, the books. And I think if they do like Rogue One really well, I think that it'll expand people's horizons of wanting to learn more about it. They'll be more endowed to do it. But it definitely poses a lot of possibility of failure. I think particularly in the Han Solo and the anthologies in general. I think if they did like Rogue One, and then from Rogue One, they talked about all the in-between stuff that we can't see versus trying to show us specific moments, like Kenobi's one specific moment or Han Solo's specific moment. Like, give us like who the other people are, or do stuff that's not canon. And I think that'd be really cool, but that's not where they're going. So I mean, it definitely could hurt or help for sure.
Yeah.
As far as
yeah,
the expansion.
Do you think they'll? Not only do you think will they go beyond episode 9, but do you think they should?
I think that they're definitely going to keep going after 9, because one, from a financial standpoint, it wouldn't make sense logistically for them just to stop the train from moving. I think the question would beg is that, like, will they try to reboot it and keep going? I don't think they're going to do that. I feel as though there are so many characters in the universe of Star Wars that, like you said, they can go to any kind of family or any kind of race and start going into it that way. And I think that that's the beauty of Star Wars. There's so many characters. And now they've introduced a whole slew of new characters that they can branch off to. Right. And that's just including the characters that are in the comics and the books. So even if like episode 12 is not about a Skywalker, if they keep the story concrete, they keep the elevation level going and give us something quality, it's not going to stop. Like you said with James Bond or even other franchises, like they've been able to keep going.
I don't think they would reboot either. I think it would just be like a further, evolution. Same thing with Force Awakens. I know people like to argue that Force Awakens is so similar to, but I think it probably will be like a further sequel of the story.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, I think that they should keep going. Like, I mean, why not? Shoot. I mean, who's not in love with The Force Awakens right now? So I say go for it. Make that money. Take my money.
Some straight petty ass people. Straight up. Like, super petty. Like, it's not, no, I don't like it. Like, just crying.
No.
It's no. But anyway, let's see here. So the final question is from Frank. I mean, you're gonna have to do us good, Frank. But let's see here. What are your thoughts on the what are your thoughts on the superhero film genre? You know what? I'm just gonna stop right there. All right. My thoughts on it are, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's going good. I do think it's sort of reaching like a crescendos where like there is a sense of like oversaturation like already at this point, which is kind of unfortunate because I mean they're really starting to pile on the superhero movies now. But I just love the variety. For sure. I feel like there's oversaturation going on, sadly, but there's just such a great variety. I mean, look at this year from Civil War, BVS, Suicide Squad, Deadpool, Doctor Strange. I like the variety. It's just it's like a color palette or something. It's just there's something different each time. So that's kind of cool. Your thoughts on that?
I think that when we grew up, like we had a lot of amazing animations and we had a lot of great ideas for what we were hoping for later on. And it's like now in movie universe and in TV universe, that's what's making all the money. Like generally everybody is looking for, man, what's the newest, best Marvel movie that's coming out? What's the newest? It's not like the authentic stories like Jaws or something by Steven Spielberg. It's like literally, what is the next best superhero film or a superhero originated show? There are shows that are from comic books. Most shows now are either from comic books or movies. And more than any of them, they're from superhero generated characters. I think that there's a new show that's coming on AMC called Preacher, That's from a comic book.
Yeah.
There's one that's on FX now called Lucifer. That's from a comic book. I think iZombie is from a comic book. So I think that I don't have a problem with it because I'm a fan of it. There's definitely an oversaturation of it, but it's like now what you classify as a geek or a nerd as far as comic books or superheroes related, it's just a part of society now. It's like it's the norm. It's like people are jumping on the Deadpool bandwagon that had no idea who he was 2 years ago, just because you know how it is right now. So yeah.
Okay. And he also asked, do you believe that it will continue on and never cease to fail, or will it die down and cause audiences to lose interest? I believe it's its own genre. I agree with that. Okay. Do I think it'll continue or it'll die down? I think it'll continue. There's no way it could just die down. It's being eaten up way too much for it to die down anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would boldly put out there, like, it's solid for like the next 20 years. Easy. Like, it's solid, son. Like, there's no way. I mean, the studios would have to fuck up real bad for it to just the whole genre to just cut off for like a giant period of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just a money making machine, and people love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I don't see it dying off. I mean, what do you think?
I think that people have short attention spans.
Yeah,
and
sure.
their interests do peak at times where they're
Mm-hmm.
like, I want to go to this fad, I want to go to this fad. But as far as entertainment is concerned, people always love being entertained.
Yeah.
And even with good movies or bad movies, especially with the superhero genre, that's always going to be in flux because of the money trend, like you said.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere and like have a long hiatus. I think that there might be like kind of like a slowing down because of other big properties that are gonna be out there from the science fiction standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So they might die down a little bit, but they're not going anywhere at all, especially not
No,
forever.
it's like it's equivalent to being like, do you think comic books will just stop? Well, no. I mean, I think the format might change, but I mean, comic books they're never gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Because they've lasted too long for them to just be cut the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? The format will change, that's for sure, because technology is just evolving at a freakish rate. But it's gonna keep on growing. It's gonna get ridiculous. Let me get the screen share back here. I think there was one other question that he had. Let's see here. Also, what is one comic book character or just a series in general that you hope to see on the big screen one day? That is a fantastic question to leave off with. Oh man, what was the choices? Comic book character or series? Oh boy. Let me think about this for a second. Comic book character. I'm gonna try to tackle both. Comic book character, I might need a second. I can tell you a series that I've been dying to see as a film. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Just gonna do a quick Google search here. Is there any wallpaper? Let's see. Okay. I think I've got it here. All right. So my favorite series is it's a graphic novel series from Brian Vaughn or some shit. Or Vaughn, excuse me. The guy who made Why the Last Man. Why the Last Man is my favorite it's my favorite book, period, at the current time. It's been so for a really, really long time. For those of you who don't know, Why the Last Man is about this character here and his pet monkey. This character is well, I don't remember if he's a magician, but he definitely dabbles in magic. He's got a straitjacket on there, but just one day randomly, all the men on the planet just drop dead. And most male mammals, as far as I know, except for these two motherfuckers, and just the world is just left with women and these two. And I think I'll just leave it there. But it's seriously just the greatest book I've ever read. I mean, the twists, the turns, the vivid characters. There's so much like world building and detail to the world. I mean, the story is insane, and the final issues are some of the greatest final moments of any story I've ever encountered. So, Why the Last Man would be one that I would love to see. Would be a series I would love to see as a film. I'm still working on the comic book character, but what about you, Sam?
Yeah, well, to comment on that, The Last Man, Shia LaBeouf was tied to a movie that was supposed to come out for it, like I think about 6 or 7 years ago, and they were really trying to get it started, and it never came through. It fell through, unfortunately. I was hoping for that one. Yeah. But for me, I'll show you a picture, and you can kind of get a gist of it.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. If you know who's on the right and you know who's on the left, obviously I'm talking about Batman Beyond. This is a character and actual like series or movie that I would love to actually see live action. I don't know how they would do it, but all I can say is that instead of like the trend of having like Batman be rebooted or whatnot, show us a real old Bruce Wayne and give us Terry McGinnis and what's the legacy that leaves behind as Batman. And to have a live action version, even if you have Michael Keaton as an older version, which he could play, I think that I would fall in love with the dude. Like I don't know why they haven't even pitched that idea just for something on the side. Because now like they're going in all these different realms as far as the TV universe and even with the movie universe. Like, why not take this property that everybody really loved the animation when it came out in like the 90s, and then kind of continued on to the 2000s. But to see it live action, I can only imagine what that would actually look like. And that's something that I've always wanted to see. And I was a character, Terry McGinnis, that I've always liked to have seen as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you have a series in mind, that comic book series, graphic novel series that you would want to, you know?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll show that to you, too. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm still trying to work on comic book. I love this one manga series called Priest, but I think they already tried that and the fucking movie was terrible. Oh, man.
Okay, so here's what I want. Right here. That's all I need right here is this comic book series brought to life. If you don't know, you need to read this series. Find the hardback book because this is an intellectual Hulk that's coherent, that's got what he calls his war bound. When he was isolated on the planet, something happened to truly piss him off to come back to Earth and literally enslave most of our Marvel fan like heroes. And it's such an awesome series to really see like how literally nobody could really stop him. But just from a cinematic level to actually see like a real understanding and so distraught Hulk that nobody could really stop his rage, his blind rage. I would love to see a World War Hulk. I'm hoping and praying that we get that someday, at least in my lifetime. But yeah, that's the one that I would definitely like to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like come back to your question more definitively in the future. However, one thing I would love to see would be a definitive version of Catwoman. I've always been interested in the character of Catwoman, and I mean, I think the iteration that I like the most is, I mean, cinematically speaking, it's probably Anne Hathaway's kind of crack at it. But just be nice to see a more definitive version. I know in the comic books sometime recently, they're saying that she's like bisexual now, and I think it'd be interesting to see like. I'd just be intrigued to see like what a dark bisexual Catwoman like would look like on film. I think that could be like really intriguing for sure.
Dude, we might actually get that. Do you remember the dialogue that Bruce has said in the trailer to Wonder Woman, where he was basically like, "I've met women like you," and I was like, "That's straight up a nod to Catwoman, or maybe like Talia al Ghul." But I was thinking Catwoman.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I would love to see like in terms of a solo film, like that kind of version of Catwoman. Like that shit would be so dope. Like something that could stand up to like what Christopher Nolan did with Batman. That would be so dope because I've always loved Catwoman in the comic books, and it's like they just haven't got it right cinematically yet. So
yeah.
But with that, I'm gonna have to come back to that in the future and dig through some comic books to find something more definitive. But with that, I think we're gonna close out though. Stop there for tonight. That was the last of the questions from you guys from our second little movie Q&A thing. So definitely thanks for all of your questions. That last question, actually, I think it's the first one that's got me kind of stumped. That was a really good one. But yeah, thanks for all the questions, guys. They're great as always. We'll throw up another one sometime pretty soon, probably a couple days or something, so you guys can put out some more questions for us to answer. Yeah. But other than that, thanks as always. Thanks for watching. And yeah, anything you want to add before we close out?
Yeah, so everybody, check out me and Jor-Els' page. We've got some interesting Deadpool reviews out.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to probably later on have a live discussion, maybe on Sunday. We'll keep you all posted. But thanks, everybody, for checking it out. Thanks for the questions. It's been pretty awesome.
Yeah. And keep on asking some good ones, guys. And we will be back soon. We'll be talking about The Walking Dead on Sunday as well. Oh, my God. But anyway, I'll close out. Peace.
Peace, y'all.